What is up, guys? Welcome back to Picking a Fight. I'm Lach.
I'm Jeff.
And today we're going to be looking at UFC Fight Night Volkov versus Aspinall. We're going to be looking at Paddy the Baddy Pimblett versus Rodrigo Kazula Vargas. Paddy Pimblett is 27 years old. He stands 5'10" with a 73-inch reach. His last one was his UFC debut against Luigi Vendramini. He won by knockout. Rodrigo Kazula Vargas is 36 years old. He stands 5'8", and he has a 71.5-inch reach. His last two was a win over Rong Zhu and a DQ loss to Brock Weaver. What you think, Jeff? But before you start, don't forget to like the video, subscribe if you haven't. We do these for almost every fight night, so go ahead and subscribe if you're into content like this. And yeah, I can go ahead.
I think this matchup is gonna be a little interesting to judge because Paddy Pimblett is his first fight. It was his second fight in the UFC now. Mm-hmm. His first fight. I wouldn't say was a dominant win either. I mean, he got stunned, and then but he persevered like always. Mm-hmm. And then Vargas, I mean, his last three fights were a little rough. I mean, the first one, the third fight was a decision loss, I think.
His UFC debut?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think.
Yes, it was a decision loss.
And then the second one was a DQ. Mm-hmm. Then his most recent one was a unanimous decision, like you said. So it's a little hard to judge. But I think Paddy Pimblett leaves his chin open a lot, especially when he's throwing his combos. Mm-hmm. Vargas, I think he's a little tighter, but he's like also a little on the wilder side. Mm-hmm. I mean, I would say he's a little more creative. I think Paddy Pimblett's more of a brawler.
That's interesting.
But I don't know. It's hard to see where this fight's gonna go. I mean, I honestly think this is gonna ride out to a decision. I don't think either of them are going to finish each other. So I think Pimblett's gonna win by decision.
All right, that's interesting. That's like completely opposite of what I think. Because I think I don't think. I mean, Paddy has tendencies to be a brawler too. Mm-hmm. But I think this fight is probably gonna end up a brawl because of the pressure that what's his name that the pressure that Kazula Vargas brings. He's always plodding forward, and honestly, in my opinion, his striking is too slow. And I think that's going to be a detriment to him in this fight, especially because Paddy's a little on the quicker side and has power. And Kazula Vargas tends to throw everything in hooks. He doesn't really throw a lot of straight punches down the middle. And, I mean, his hooks are coming kind of slow. And, I mean, we've seen him get countered. I think Rong Zhu was a really good litmus test. I think he's very similar to how Paddy is, except he's a little cleaner. And he was able to counter Kazula Vargas. He wasn't able to do it over and over again because, in my opinion, Rong Zhu doesn't. He's too young. I mean, he's only 22 years old. He has a lot to learn. While Paddy's kind of been in there, and I mean, we saw it in the fight against Luigi where he was catching him on the counter sometimes when he wasn't leading. And I think this fight will kind of be that. I think Paddy will be the one to kind of be pushed back, but I don't think that's going to be that bad for him, especially because Kazula Vargas's defense is not the best either. He gets hit a lot too. And, like I said, he's slow. So every time he throws his punches, he leaves himself very vulnerable to the counters. And I think Paddy is talented enough to get those counters. And I actually don't think this is going to go to decision either way. I think either Kazula Vargas is going to take him out or Paddy's going to take him out. And honestly, I think with the combination of his striking speed and just his good power, both guys have, I think, in my opinion, bad striking defense. And I think that's going to be a detriment to either fighter. But I think Paddy's going to win by knockout. I think he's going to clip him on the counter. And I think he has too much power and too much speed for Vargas to handle. I will say Kazula Vargas has never been finished in his UFC career by knockout. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, this is really going to prove how tough he is, because he's taking some big shots. But I think he's going to take the biggest shots yet here, especially because Paddy's a huge lightweight.
Yeah.
But I think, especially grappling-wise, I feel like I could see Kazula Vargas looking for the takedown early. And I think he could, if he shoots like immediately, like from the jump and doesn't do too much striking, I can see him having success on the ground. I think Paddy's takedown defense is pretty bad, in my opinion. I feel like it's too like he's trying to be too creative, but he's not Tony Ferguson, so it doesn't really work. And like he gets taken down pretty easily. And but the only problem is Kazula Vargas is a strong grappler, but he's not really a talent. Like he makes a lot of mistakes. He's found himself. He's found himself in some guillotines and some submission attempts when he's the one who initiated all the grappling.
Yeah.
So he's prone to mistakes. So I don't see that as a clear advantage, but I think he will have success on takedowns. But I just don't think he'll be able to keep him down. If he does, man, I think I can see him dominating there. Mm-hmm. But I think Paddy's gonna win on the feet.
It's interesting though that you said that if this fight turns into like the brawling type, that you think Paddy's gonna win.
Yeah, because even though he does keep his chin high, I mean that we've seen that work for tall fighters. Because when they raise their chin, it's literally farther away from the shorter fighters.
Vendramini got him though.
That's true. But Vendramini had, I think he had a 73-inch reach as well, which was the same. Even though he was shorter, he had the same reach as Paddy. And I mean, Paddy's been clipped a lot, bro. Like throughout his career.
That's what I'm saying. Like
I don't understand. He's never been knocked out. He don't get knocked out.
He's never been knocked out, but he could get TKO'd.
I think for sure. Like there's obviously a lot of hype behind this guy, and I think it's right now overblown for what he's proven to be. You know, I mean, even his performances in Cage Warriors were not, they were fun for sure. I mean, I feel like his debut was the epitome of what he is. He's like a really fun, explosive fighter, and he has like a lot of personality. But I don't know. He's definitely gonna get tested eventually, and it's not gonna be against a top 15 guy. I think there's guys in this lightweight division that are not even ranked that will test him and can beat him. But I don't think it's gonna be Kazula Vargas. I think Vargas is a little too old and he's a little too slow. And I think he's gonna get cracked. I think, but I don't know. I mean, I don't want to doubt his toughness. But that's how I see it playing out. To be honest, we're really gonna see what Paddy's about. I think. I mean, he has the opportunity here to kind of like mount on to his highlight knockout because nobody remembers what happened. They only remember the highlight knockout. They don't remember that he got clipped and he was actually losing the fight up until that point. So, I mean, I think he has opportunity to kind of like add to that. But, I mean, there's a lot of threat here, but I don't think it's enough for it to deter Paddy, to cause him to lose his fight.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you that I don't think he's going to lose a fight, but I just think it's going to go differently.
We're going to see. It's interesting, though, because, the only way I can see this going to decision if Paddy wins by decision, maybe, but I don't know if... everything's possible, to be honest, but I don't know. I just think it's a high possibility of either guys finishing each other. Even though Kazula Vargas is slow, like he does seem to have power in his hands. He's been finishing guys. He has actually a good submission game. A lot of his wins are by submission, but I just don't see it coming from there. But I don't know. He has every chance to take all the hype from Paddy. Not all the hype, but a chunk of his shine. So maybe he's motivated. I mean, his UFC debut, like you said, it was a pretty disappointing, uninspiring loss. But he did lose his grandmother like 4 days before that, and then the DQ loss. He was winning up to that point where he made a mental lapse. All right, so that's what we think. I think Paddy Pimblett is gonna add another knockout to his highlight. I think the Baddy gets it done. Jeffrey also thinks that, but he thinks it's gonna be by decision. Let us know down below what you think. Do you think Kazula Vargas is going to come in with the upset and take a little bit of Paddy's shine, or do you think Paddy Pimblett just is going to add another one to the highlight? Let us know down below. Don't forget to like the video. Go check out our other videos. We have videos for almost every fight night and every pay-per-view, so go ahead and check those out if you haven't. And yeah, we'll see you next time.
See ya.
See you.